how can I, what do I have to do to get into the mortgage industry at Chase Bank?
Oh, no.
Yeah, needless to say, it was like an hour later was, our social media chat has been canceled.
And, many of the companies like we do, we have people that watch the social media channels because there's so much going on out there, and people can say whatever they want because it's true. Everything
it's on the internet. It must be true, right?
Absolutely. And Twitter is like the instant newspaper, right?
Exactly. 140 characters. You can say whatever you want. But I think the important thing is when we get out there and actually get out there and converse with them, it changes the whole course of the conversation. You start putting out facts. You start putting out information. And that's something that you have to learn. You have to.
Yeah.
And people are afraid of social media. You cannot be afraid of it. It's a runaway train. You have to get out of the way.
Well, and that's actually a good segue into one of the other points. So, we were talking about, GM just opened up or expanded out in the tech center in Warren with their help desk and their support folks. They brought 300 jobs back from Buenos Aires, Argentina, which is
phenomenal.
Nice to actually see jobs coming back this way for a change.
Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah. But part of that center's job, it's not just, answering phone calls and doing that kind of stuff. They have dedicated teams managing and watching social media. They've got a Facebook team, they've got a Twitter team, they've got an Instagram team, try to keep an eye on.
But how are you writing
those conversations?
How are you writing, not the codes of conduct, but how do you to handle these type of situations, especially when that stuff's getting written by the minute, right? Not talking about social media, I'm talking about the rules. Like the gate guy at United, he didn't know that this thing would go viral. The guy from they just did
but the corporate people should have known. If anybody in the marketing world or in the corporate world should have known that was going to go viral. But you look at our case, I still have people that write us handwritten letters. I have people that email us. They want to go ahead and message us.
Do you still get faxes?
Actually, we do. And think about generations, though. The difference in generations. Pretty soon, when these young people that are growing up today are just going to think it, and they're going to expect us to do it.
Right.
So
wasn't that a South Park episode?
I don't want to go there. They killed Kenny, didn't they? Yeah. But I think what the world has to do, in our world, in the IT business has to do, is find the best way we can to manage as many channels as possible. What are there, 350 channels of social media? Yep. And to be able to, and so we've said we're going to specialize in 3.
That's
just
where the
hope for the
audience
best.
is.
That's where the audience is, and we'll stay there. But as it shifts, we're going to have to shift with it. Are we ready? I don't know.
Yeah, because you can't be all things to all people. You can't control everything. The best you can do is hope to pick your battlegrounds and pick your battles.
And if you give somebody
the questions,
and I think the battle for large corporations like the OEMs, like the autos, they're slow to move. They're slow to react to like to your point, Bob, about social media policies are they can't keep up. Because it changes daily. And those types of corporations, they have to hire people that are smart, that can react, that know the tool, that know the technology.
Well, but the sad reality, and this is where even at that point, that's where they tend to get bogged down, is even if you have smart people, they're still handcuffed by what the company allows them to do.
Oh,
so that's,
exactly.
So
I live and breathe that every day.
Right. So, that's part of what has to change.
But nobody's going to go to anywhere, for example. It's like Yelp, and you have a pseudonym, and you're not going to go I had an amazing dinner. You're going to bitch. That's what you do when you're behind a keyboard with a pseudonym. So I can't imagine on a major corporation like Chase Bank having the influx.
Hey guys, what happened at was it Consumers or DT with the woman that was out there? She was on her own time, and she was out there on Facebook saying how upset she was that the Oakland County people were calling her and yelling at her.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, no.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, and what she did wrong was she didn't keep it personal.
Yep.
She said she was a it wasn't DT, it was a consumer.
I think it was Consumers Energy, if I recall correctly.
She was a customer service representative from them, and you should all be quiet. And she lost her job.
Oh my God.
But remember that's the division line. People don't know when to divide what they can do officially versus what they can do on their own. It's I don't want them taking my service desk calls for people having trouble with their PCs and laughing about them on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, it's
it hurts the whole company. I mean, it hurts the government.
Yeah, that's funny because you bring up that. Did we talk about this last week with the girl that faked the tip and said,
Oh no, we didn't talk about that.
No, because that just blew up this week.
Yeah, because she, about the story. She used the
out in New York.
She took the receipt from the customer that they didn't touch. Basically, wrote an anecdote on it saying, change your lifestyle, otherwise I'd tip you. She was a lesbian, and the customer showed back up at the restaurant going, we gave her an $18 tip on a $50.
Oh, no. Didn't show up at the restaurant. Showed up at News 4.
Oh,
that's where they went first.
But this was after it went viral. She posted something and like she got flooded with
Facebook
support
and Facebook groups and all that kind of
She
stuff.
said she was giving the money. She got like $4 or $5 grand. She said it was giving the money to the Wounded Warriors Project. They never saw a dime.
They never
from
saw
her.
a dime of it. Yep.
So then it comes out that she was dishonorably discharged from the military
because she just stopped going to training.
She faked cancer, I think, in the past.
This was like the fourth major lie that she was.
The problem is though, somebody that happens legit, they're going to get discredited. It's the first thing that's going to come out of their mouth is bullshit, and it might be completely true. And now, what's to stop anyone from believing anything?
Well, how many times have you gotten those calls and you wonder how much of the money is really going to the charity versus how much is going to administrative? Yeah. And you can ask that question. They won't answer it.
No. Because it's under.
When they don't answer it, that tells me something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're already suspect.
Yeah.
There's only a couple charities that give the majority of. Yeah. We looked into it. Like United Way is like what 14%.
Like,
the United Way is one of the lowest.
Well, so the NFL, with their whole the pink out for cancer and yet in all the special jerseys.
You know about this, Phil? The pink out when you buy like the shoes. You know how much money actually goes to cancer research? It's like 8% of the gross. Or the net
no, it's 3%.
Of the net?
Of the net?
Oh. And so that means nothing.
Pretty much,
literally. Yeah.
Pretty 10 much. Grand
That's like the tax bill.
20 million in sales. Right, so they got all this big to-do and all this big hoopla, and they're giving... where the hell does the money go? They're nonprofit, like the NFL.
The NFL's a nonprofit?
Oh, you didn't know that? That's a big thing. Like, obviously the teams aren't nonprofit, the players, but the NFL,
the
Roger Goodell, the organization is completely. I mean, because it's completely 100% nonprofit.
Blue Cross Blue Shield. We've said it a million times. I'd love to be a nonprofit with $15 billion in the bank.
Once again, we're doing this wrong.
Hey guys, that person was a DTE.
Oh, it was DTE.
There you go.
Didn't want consumers to get mad at you and write you letters.
No.
Or put things on Twitter about you.
Right. We'd be lucky if somebody put something on Twitter about us. We'd be thrilled. That's our big joke. We say the number, no one's going to call. Twitter, no one's going to tell us.
No one's ever going to call. But no, so I mean, actually just another thing from the online world that we didn't touch on last week was the whole, there was a... New York Superior Court basically is changing the way that everybody looks at online sales taxes.
This is going to be huge.
It is.
Oh, that's going to be real big.
Yeah. So
wait, fill me in.
In a bad way.
So Amazon and Overstock were in a court case
for years,
and basically trying to say, unless you have a physical presence somewhere, you don't need to collect sales taxes. Well, New York Superior Court came down and said, no, if you have affiliate relationships with people, in certain states, that meets the definition of quote unquote a critical nexus.
New York's going to start taxing air.
Well, but it's...
I think they already do.
Yeah, but
do people actually live in New York State anymore?
I heard they do.
but it's not just New York. I mean, everybody's keeping an eye on this. So, and then what happened is Superior Court said, no, you know what? State of New York is right. They appealed to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court declined to hear it.
Excellent.
So now it's okay. Amazon,
So I don't get tax-free stuff on Amazon anymore?
Well, technically, you're not
if you live in New York.
Oh.
Well, you're not supposed to be getting tax-free stuff on Amazon anymore anyway because they have a distribution center here.
Call me crazy. I don't mind paying 6% if I buy stuff on Amazon. It's not like it's going to break my bank.
Yeah, think about bricks and mortar guys. These folks that are paying $30 a square foot to have a store in Somerset, or whatever, they're getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Everybody's going in there, they're shopping, then they're going home online, they're finding the deal, and they're making it happen.
Yeah, I was telling the story the other day. I went to go get something. Guy didn't have it in stock. Said, I can order for you. You'll be here in 10 days. I'm like, I get it on Amazon tomorrow morning. Like, what am I supposed to, and not that I needed it tomorrow morning, but I had to have it now.
and don't get
but delivered by a drone.
But don't get me wrong. We're not. I think taxes are a problem to begin with. I mean, we have to think about better ways to develop a revenue stream to support services. But you have to wonder what the fairness issue is if I'm the mom and pop that owns the store on Main Street in downtown Rochester. How am I going to to with that?
But even if they do an online presence, they have to charge tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because that's the whole physical presence thing.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah. Did you ever see pictures of Amazon's distribution warehouses?
Uh-huh.
They are literally
That's like 100% automated, is it not?
Is it androids?
Oh, no.
With drones?
No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like the Terminator robot.
Yeah.
Ed 209.
It's probably
guarding the front door.
Yeah. It would be like working in jail. Go look at the pictures of it. It's obscene.
Yeah. There was actually we touched
there
on
was a big lawsuit about the employees.
I was going to say we touched on this a couple weeks ago because there were actually all these studies coming out out that working at Amazon and then one of these distribution centers can actually really be bad for your health, just because of all of the stress they put you under. And
it's worse than like being at FedEx, like one of their processing centers.
Yeah.
Is that because of the real time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the real-time metrics.
Trucks are in, trucks are out.
Well, and just your average picker walks an average of 11 to 13 miles per day.
So it's
walking around
like one of the referees for the World Cup soccer.
Right.
Like, do you ever go to CES?
Yeah, but the military's not chasing them.
Did you ever go to CES, Phil?
No, I don't think I've been there.
It's the biggest consumer electronics show in Vegas.
No, I have not been there.
The square footage is obscene, and I had to work the floor one year just to get I think if I would have used a pedometer, I'd probably be walking 15, 16 miles.
Yeah.
To get a water was maybe 45 minutes.
Hey, where are all the segways? Wasn't that the invention of the future?
For one.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like we're still living in the 70s.
The guy that
Where's my flying car?
That's right.
I thought demand creates jobs. Where's my flying car?
Right.
Everyone wants one.
Yeah.
We talk about that an hour later.
Well, you know what? We're actually coming up against a break, so why don't we hop into that after the break?
Perfect.
So, Bob, do your
This
thing.
is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
This is the IT in the D, only on rawradiox.com.
I love to hate you. I love to hate you. I love
to hate you. Hey, you guys had shirts on when you came in here.
Well, something happened to him, man.
Come on, Spicoli, just put the shirts back on. You see that sign?
No shirt, no shoes, no dives.
Right.
Back to the IT and the D show, presented to you by DetroitNet.org here in the Raw Radio X studios in beautiful Detroit. We are hanging out. This is episode 23, IT and the OC. The three of us are hanging out with Phil Bertolini, the CIO of Oakland County, with his Sparty shirt on. Represent.
Go green.
Represent. See, now you're a Sparty, though, right?
You bet.
Okay, I was going to say.
I'm not a Walmart Sparty.
All right, no.
Isn't it a Save-A-Lot Sparty and a Walmart Wolverine? Isn't that what
Spartan
it is?
stores.
The Spartan stores.
No, I graduated from state telecom and.
Okay, right on.
Yep.
So I always, when I go to like Columbus and I give my business card, it says I'm from Michigan, and like they give me the look. I go, I went to Wayne State. It's like Switzerland. I'm good. I don't care. Like.
We have no football team to speak of.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
no, we do.
Don't laugh about that.
Joey Bell.
My brother was captain of the Wayne State football team.
Tom
in
Beer?
the mid 70s.
Oh, okay.
John
Nice.
Bertolini.
Oh, wow.
And we came back to watch their season where they went to the national title. I mean, incredible. They had a rough year this year, but they had some good years in football. So Wayne State's on the map.
Bell's a great running back.
Yeah, he is.
Came from
he's
Wayne
not
State.
good in the snow. He dropped the ball a few times.
Well, none of the Lions are in the fourth quarter, apparently.
Yeah.
How do they? You know what?
They were like running in sand.
Right.
That's the one thing I don't get. I'm going to talk about it. Like, how was Philly not prepared to like melt that? They 8 inches.
Well, I asked the question.
Like every NFL stadium on the East Coast is open air. There's not one that's covered.
But they talked about it during the game that they're not allowed to clear it once the game starts. Because I was wondering why at halftime they didn't get those big snow brushes and blow it off there.
There's some rules. Field goal.
There's some rules that they can't go out there and
I
clean
wanted
the
him to
field.
I wanted him to head over to the Philadelphia Flyers ice arena and grab the Zamboni and just do it right. just ice the whole damn thing over and be done with it. Have fun.
And you could give some fan a ride.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do it, Joe Lewis.
Here's Miss Philadelphia riding the.
The players are all wearing cleats. They'll be fine.
That's the one thing I never. There's like skydiving, mountain climbing, like riding the Zamboni.
I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't do it. There's
like
no
everyone's
way.
in, you're just like,
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at you like it's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, on the other Zamboni's a hot chick, and then you're riding.
Right? Yeah. Whose idiot brother-in-law are you?
Nobody's looking at you.
So hey, one of the things I wanted to talk about, and you kind of touched on it a little bit in the last segment, and I wanted to dive back into it. You were talking about other revenue models besides taxation. So I went out and I did a little homework, and one of the things I saw that you guys have going on, notes. Some of us do show prep.
Crickets.
So the whole G2G cloud thing that's going on, the government-to-government cloud system, and it looks like Oakland County is trying to turn itself kind of into a service provider model.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because there are other ways for government to create revenue streams that are